Hey, I'm Pastor Dan here with your Midweek Minute. You know, over the last week or two, I've had this recurring thought, and it's this. Didn't I do this yesterday? I mean, call it deja vu, call it a bad episode of Groundhog Day, and you have seen that movie, right? Please tell me you've seen that movie. It's a classic. You know, add it to your Netflix queue if you haven't seen it yet. But I'm starting to struggle remembering like what shirt I wore yesterday, and I know if I asked my mom, she'd just tell me, oh, well, you're aging. But I don't want to hear that, so I didn't ask my mom. But we've been doing this long enough that all the days, all the weeks start to blur together. And it's time that we talk about another phrase that I never wanted to hear from my mom or any other human being, and that's this: have patience. Now you may be thinking, have patience? Seriously? I'm about to lose my mind. And you probably are. Sorry if I'm the first person to let you in on that. But there's a reason why patience is a supernatural gift of the Holy Spirit. I mean, honestly, most of us by default are anything but patient. We are, in fact, impatient if we're truly honest. And it's going to take a miracle for us to change that fact. You know, this last week, Governor Inslee here in Washington State rolled out his multi-phase, multi-stage plan for reopening the economy. And today, the day that I'm filming, happens to be stage one. Maybe I should say today is stage one. Except it doesn't feel any different than yesterday. And honestly, it's just driven home the fact to me that this is gonna take forever. So I hate to say it, but have patience. You know, we've received a raft of questions at church, like, when are we going to be able to meet in person again? And you know, we call Cascade Covenant Church a church family for a reason, and that's because we like to be together. And you know, as pastors and as a leadership team, we cannot wait to make the announcement about in-person gatherings. But that, unfortunately, isn't coming soon. In fact, that's not going to happen in phase one. It ain't going to happen in phase two. And I hate to say it, I don't see it happening in phase three either. We're looking at an extended time before we get together again. And sure, as a staff, we're brainstorming ways that we might be able to connect or have small gatherings in phase three when that's allowed. But our Sunday services will continue to be online, at least until we're able to have a gathering that is big enough to include everyone and keep everyone safe. You know, from the beginning, we've really had 4 priorities that have kind of helped us to navigate this time. The first one is simply to equip and empower you, our congregation, to love and care and look out for others. The second has been to utilize technology as much as possible. The third is just to simply share hope, to not give in to despair, that when God is in your life, life can be different. And the fourth is simply to protect the health and the well-being of all. And like I said, these have helped us navigate a very uncertain time. And it's led the way towards things like neighborhood care groups or small groups that have been able to meet online. It's led to us hosting the virtual foyer so that we actually can see one another and interact. As little as it just seems like a teaser each time that we do it. It's led to Bible studies that we've started hosting online and prayer groups. And as hard as it is, it's in fact, it's not as good, in my opinion, as being able to meet face to face. It's undeniable how God has worked good through it. And so, as much as I hate to say it, have patience. Have patience. And I want to leave you with just this closing thought. It's a definition that I found about being patient. It's this. It says, being patient is a vital part of trusting in God as our life circumstances are not always what we'd prefer. Love that. And finally, let me leave you with the words of Romans 12:12. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. God bless you. Have a great week.